Chapter 13 of The Tale of Miss Kitty Cat. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Gregory Jocelyn. The Tale of Miss Kitty Cat by Arthur Scott Bailey. An Unwelcome Guest. As he neared his home in the cherry tree, Rusty Wren saw a fearsome sight. Miss Kitty Cat was crouched right on top of the tin syrup can which Johnny Green had nailed to the tree. Inside that can was the Wren's family nest, and inside the nest were some brand new youngsters only 2 days out of their shells. It was no wonder that Rusty Wren came back from the orchard and saw such a sight and began to shriek. "What are you doing on my roof?" he shrilled. Miss Kitty Cat looked up calmly and watched him as he hopped about in the top of the tree above her head. "I've come to make another call on your wife," she explained. Then a muffled voice chirped, "She's been here a long time, and I can't get her to go away." The moment he heard that, Rusty Wren felt better. It was his wife's voice, and it meant that she was safe. To be sure, Rusty knew that she was a prisoner in her own house, for it was plain that she dared not leave as long as Miss Kitty Cat stayed on the roof, ready to grab Mrs. Wren at the moment she stepped out of her doorway. "Your wife is very shy," Miss Kitty Cat remarked to Rusty Wren with a sly smile. "I've been hoping to get more acquainted with her. That's why I've climbed up and sat on your roof. When people are shy and don't invite me inside their houses, I believe in making myself at home outside, while I wait for them to appear." From her doorway, Mrs. Wren called to her husband, "Don't let her deceive you with her pretty talk. Remember what I told you, she's mealy-mouthed. If you had seen her trying to reach her paw through the door, you'd know how dangerous she is." "There," said Miss Kitty Cat with a sigh. "People never seem to understand my ways. I was only trying to shake hands." "With her claws!" cried a muffled voice of Rusty Wren's wife. "Ugh! She's a wicked creature if ever there was one." "Go away!" Rusty Wren scolded. "Get off my roof! Get out of my cherry tree!" By this time, neighbors of the Wren family were arriving from all directions. They didn't hesitate to call Miss Kitty Cat names, and some of them even darted quite near her, as if they meant to peck her eyes out. Miss Kitty Cat began to have a worried look. "Goodness, where do they all live?" she asked herself. "I had no idea there were so many birds around in here. There's better hunting than I supposed." Try as they would, the birds couldn't budge Miss Kitty Cat from atop the Rusty's house. He was frantic, poor fellow. "I don't know what to do," he wailed. "My wife will starve in there, and the children too." Just then, little Mr. Chippy came hurrying up to him. "Don't worry," Mr. Chippy cried. "He's coming. He's on the way now, and he can get you out of your trouble if anybody can." Miss Kitty Cat pricked up her ears. She couldn't help hearing what Mr. Chippy said. "I shall stay right here where I am," she declared. "Nobody can make me move." She had scarcely finished speaking when a most unexpected sound startled her. It was "Meow."